I'm sorry I don't watch your videos anymore. It's just because you're becoming a big aesthetic YouTuber, and I miss your chaotic videos. Sad crying face. I miss the real-time narration though. Hey, are you gonna finish the— Guys, I get it. My videos suck. My videos suck. And you hate me. I'm too professional. I tried too hard. And it amounted to nothing. Does this look professional to you? This mess? This messy desk? And my feelings— No, I get it. Okay. I'm just goofing. Silly, goofy, silly. We are going to be making a custom today in the real time. Real time, because we live in the real time, you know? I get it. We got a more homey feeling going on here, and I do miss these real-time videos, video commentary, where I can just kind of be myself, talk freely about anything. It's actually my personal preference to film in the real time, but to be honest, I get kind of in my head about it a little bit. I don't know. I don't want to be like too yappy, but I know it doesn't matter. Like, I know you guys actually kind of like that, and I have to tell myself that, but I just— there's this annoying voice in my head that's like, they don't like that. Stop talking so much. But I like talking. Also just personal circumstances that make it kind of difficult to sit down and film for longer periods of time talking. But you know, let's bring it back. I love it. It's what I really want to do. So well, I'll make more of an effort. But tell me what you guys prefer. Maybe a little mix of both, mix and match moment. I think today's video is a perfect time to bring back this real-time narration because we're doing a brand new customizing series. So here's how this came to be. Here's the deal. On my URL landing page that has all my links in it, where you can find me on all platforms, I have a commission form. Kind of sneaky, hidden on the bottom. You gotta have to scroll a little bit to find it. I set this up about, I think 2 years ago, just because I had a lot of people contacting me about custom orders, sharing their characters, asking about quotes, prices, really common questions that I couldn't really answer every single time because it was just getting too much. So I was like, hey everyone, come, I'll redirect you to this commission form. You know, it's got frequent asked questions in the actual form. You can submit your character on there. Okay, but unfortunately, I've been quite busy. I haven't had a commission. I haven't taken on a commission in a long time. And this commission form has basically been abandoned. I'm not gonna lie, I barely check it. So I looked on it the other day. There are 48 responses! I am so sorry. I would just like to sincerely apologize to every single one of you that filled out this commission form is like, wow, I wonder when Miss Studios is going to respond to my commission inquiry. It's only been 12 months. Saying this thing is backlogged is an understatement. Oh my god. But here's the thing, is I actually love doing commissions. I think it's so much fun to see your guys' characters. I love designing customs based off clients' interests. I love learning about why you want my specific style, what it means to you. It's just so interesting to me. So today we are going to be making a character off of this commission form, turning your art into one of my customs. But before we can get too far into that, I do want to thank today's sponsor, Littlest Pet Shop. Take it away past Hello Studios in real time, because we're keeping it real. We're keeping it for real. It's real. Hello. Littlest Pet Shop has sent quite the large package today. So, a large amount of space to show off Gen 7 Pet Boutique. Comes with some incredible Littlest Pet Shop designs. I'm looking at you. And I think that has to be our first crocodile too, right? The last play pack we opened together a few videos ago had these little box rooms, and I like to save these as like storage containers. I love packaging that can be repurposed. This is actually cute. It's almost like nice enough for a set. I could see this in the background of someone's skit video or something. Out shopping with the girlies. Let's enter the pet boutique. Oh. They're falling. They're falling. Ah! Okay, I accept my fate. This is clever packaging. You can store the LPS in there, and then you can open it up and have a little role play sesh. Beth in the park, admiring the fountain, sitting on the bench. And I just have to show these little rooms. I love this one specifically. I love that LPS is using more box art. Put that to the side. And let's look at the Littlest Pet Shop. Here are all the boutique pets with their respective accessory. This is the only one that didn't really make sense to me. Her neck accessory is too small to fit around her neck, so I tried. It's okay, it's a statement. Guys, is this my favorite pet pack I've ever opened? Because it feels like it was made for me. They all have really cute accessories. This is strawberry themed. Also, I just love the colors of this butterfly, period. Like, look at that pattern. The crocodile here has an actual fuzzy scarf. Actually, is that light pink? I'm gonna confiscate that. Thank you. Anything light pink belongs to Beth, I'm sorry. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. Oh, luxury. And then I can't not rave about She. This just might be my favorite G7 Littlest Pet Shop of all time. I repaint moment. I almost don't even want to because she's already so cute. But oh my gosh, next video, makeover custom maybe? If you are interested in shopping for Gen 7, please check out Littlest Pet Shop at littlestpetshop.com, your local Target, Walmart, GameStop, Macy's, and also on Amazon. Thank you so much, Littlest Pet Shop, for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to it.
Turning your art into LPS customs. Yeah, I thought it needed a theme song.
So the story of me jumping out of my commission hiatus is all thanks to Zena. This is a client that reached out to me via my Etsy shop, actually. So because I don't really check my commission form, I got a notification inquiring on commissions. I redirected them to my commission form, which kind of reminded me that I had a commission form. And since it was fresh in my mind, I decided to check out the design. And I ended up being quite fascinated with this muse. So this commission got set up, and today we are going to be making a Tatzelwurm.
Tatzelwurm.
How does that sound like to you guys?
Tatzelwurm.
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 Well, that's completely different.
Klagenfurt has about 100,000 inhabitants and sits in a valley surrounded by 3,200-foot or 1,000-meter high mountains. The peaks are so tall that snow covers them well into June. A terrifying creature hunts here, one that attacks and eats humans.
It always attacks here and it jumps through the air, say.
Yeah, but how do you say it?
It looks like a dragon. He can also fly, careful, especially when he's hungry.
Oh, how do you say it?
The creature everyone's talking about has been spotted hundreds of times. Some describe it as a large lizard or snake.
I am 3 minutes in and I haven't said the name of the animal.
The Tatzelwurm.
The Tatzelwurm. What'd you say?
The Tatzelwurm.
Tatzelwurm. So what is a Tatzelwurm? So a Tatzelwurm is a legendary creature from alpine folklore, described as a lizard-like beast with a cat-like head and a serpent-like body. It's considered a cryptid, meaning a creature whose existence is debated, and it's often described as being aggressive and dangerous. So here's the interesting thing. I love cryptids, and that would be kind of like pretty much most mythical animals you can think of, along with like more goofier ones, like, you know, Bigfoot. Even though I do like cryptids, I have never heard of the Tatzelwurm before. Tatzelwurm. I need to write that down. So being a cryptid lover, I knew I had to take this commission on. So today we're going to be making Zena's drawing, Liberty, into a fine art Littlest Pet Shop custom sculpture. Oh, I guess I shall clean up behind there. I guess I should clean up my desk before we get started. This looks crazy. I've been going nuts kind of sewing recently. I love it. I've been making these manta bags. They're really cute. I found the pattern on Etsy and they're so much fun. If you like sewing, I recommend. Okay, so I have attempted to do some cleaning just for you. Just for you. You're welcome. My life's been in disarray, so you know, when you have like priorities, like different priorities to do, different tasks, and then mess just accumulates because you don't really have time to think about it, and that's just kind of what's going on. Let's do this. Tatzelwurm time. I have two objects here. Feast your eyes.
Feast your eyes!
Zena specified the bases to use as a head swap. We're going to be using the walking cat face and the King Charles Spaniel body. In a very cute container, we have our King Charles Spaniel. This is the first time I've actually seen a King Charles Spaniel fake before. I didn't know they made them until I looked it up and I saw it on eBay and I was like, hey, you know, let's give it a try. We're gonna throw her in the oven. preparation for the head swap. And then we do have a mystery container here. What's in the container? Anyone want to guess? So this is an old Littlest Pet Shop that was covered in paint. You could say a crusty Littlest Pet Shop. I'm just kind of repurposing it for this project. I just need the face of it. This has been soaking for about, I don't know, 4 days maybe. Let's open it up and see what we got. So this, if you can tell, this lighter color is actually the original color of the base. Now we give a little stir in the magic potion and see what happens. LPS pool day, pool party moment. And now we have a perfect repurposed Littlest Pet Shop ready for painting. Okay, well, that spilled everywhere. In my slipper too, really? My leg's been in disarray, so it's just lemon water, but my feet will be lemony fresh. That is tragic. Where's a towel? Carpet reveal. Carpet reveal. Ugh. Well, things sure do happen. Head's dry, so it should just, yep, there we go. So this head swap's really cool, but since it's distinctly not worm-like, much like the Tatzelwurm, we're gonna have to be doing a lot of cutting and body modifications. Zena specified they want Liberty to resemble a lynx and a snake Tatzelwurm the most. Fur and scales would be nice, although the fur should be condensed on the end of her tail, her elbows, the back of her neck, and the side of her face. And I also inquired on why Zena chose the Tatzelwurm. Zena's response to this question, and I quote, "Mostly I love a combination of snake and cat, as I'm a Harry Potter fan and I'm a Slytherin, and I own a pet cat. I also wear a lot of black and white, which I made Liberty's main fur colors, and her eyes are purple because it's my favorite color. Plus, the Tatzelwurm is told to be a link between real and fantasy world, and they are said to be mysterious. And I'm constantly in my fantasy with my fantasy stories I'm writing, and due to my past, most describe me as to be mysterious because I usually don't show much emotion. I'm not used to showing them, and I remain neutral on the outside. The Tatzelwurm also embodies fear, and I tend to scare people off because my neutral expression makes people often think that I'm mad when I'm not." So that's really special. It's almost like a spiritual animal connection to this creature. I found this very sweet. And being judged by your appearance or maybe your mannerisms that don't really reflect your true thoughts and feelings can be something that a lot of people can relate to. So we are only at the first step and we do have a little problem here. I went ahead and clayed the entire figure, but it was at this point
that he knew.
That we realized, me and Zena realized that Liberty in the photo doesn't have back legs. There are depictions of these creatures with back legs, but Zena was more appealed to the snake-like back, so I have a feeling we might need to do a little chopping. I think keeping like the whole entire back more snake-looking opens up a lot of opportunities for poses. I do like this sort of simple pose, but it might look goofy if there aren't back legs, but I do not know. Either way, I'll cut it maybe right around here. Oh! Rest in peace, Noodle Cat. It was nice knowing you. Come on, Liberty, slither your way over here. You gotta trust the process, guys. You gotta trust me. You guys trust me, right? You guys trust me. Right? Okay, I will be civil. So a lot has changed on Liberty. I took the liberty of changing her body to more resemble the photo. I mean, obviously you can see she can't stand on her own and it looks crazy like this. So when we're gonna create her stand, we will be considering, you know, a tree branch so she can have a nice resting spot. So what's going on with this base? Here's my pointy tool. How am I losing everything in my life? So you recognize this gray material, that's epoxy sculpt. And then this flesh-colored clay, my favorite clay, is cause clay. And I used a mixture of both of these. I used the epoxy sculpt to get a basic shape. And then the whole thing has a lovely luster. Liberty is just glowing because I covered this whole thing in Mod Podge a few times actually. Larry's here, special guest. special guest. Larry, of course, is from one of our past Crusty to Cleans. Did I do that right? Crusty to Clean. But I bring him out because the only thing left on Liberty, for sculpting wise, is her claws, of course, these absolute talons, and her hair. And I was kind of thinking how I wanted to sculpt her hair, and I was reminded of Larry because I really like how his turned out. Stylized in a way I think Liberty can benefit from. They should go to the same hair salon. Larry will hook her up with his hairstylist, which is me, because I'm just multi-talented like that. Zena specified a lynx a lot as the inspiration for the face. And I think one of the lynx's most distinct features is little pieces of hair that stick straight up off their ears. I was actually curious. I looked it up, and the purpose of a lynx tufts, so they could act like whiskers, helping detect movement in objects above their head. Could be more of a hearing enhancement, so like it guides the sound waves into the ear canal. And it could just help with like debris. The hair just prevents stuff from getting inside the ear. The tricky part about sculpting hair is not the actual sculpting of the hair, it's not accidentally squishing it as you're sculpting hair in other spots. I'm gonna use larger pieces of clay to get a general shape of what I want the hair to look like, and then I can go back and add detail hair later. In the reference photo, her cheek fur is pretty long, so I'm trying to really exaggerate the features. I'm sculpting the hair with a slight curl, because I want it to almost feel like it's blowing in the wind. Liberty's up here resting in the treetops and enjoying the fresh morning air. This is the result of this morning's sculpting sesh. So now it's dry enough. If I touch it, it's not going to ruin the stuff I've already done. Which is perfect, because all we need to finish is Liberty's elbows and Liberty's claws. I'm going to start with her hair that goes along her elbow. To be fair, her legs are pretty nub, so she doesn't really exactly have elbows, but you get the idea. It's going right on the back of her leg. Since she is hanging, I can actually have fun with making the hair kind of swoosh down a little bit. That might look cool. Okay, wow, I really love this sculpting, which is going to make this next step even more scary because I have to work on the nails, and I don't want to ruin what I just did. It looks so good. We're trying to be very careful. I'm gonna aim for 3 claws on each foot. Honestly, I wish there was an easier way to do claws. I was kind of thinking of maybe experimenting with foam. They're just so tiny, and I'm sure there's a better way to go about doing this. Because even though epoxy sculpt is strong, the point of contact with the plastic is so tiny that I find these just fall off anyway, so I have to reinforce them with a lot of super glue. Okay, I think that one is a little bit too long. A little bit. Edward Scissorhands over here. If you are curious, this is how I have set up Liberty to dry while suspended in midair, since I do not want to ruin all this work we did. Good morning, bright and early. I have a box set up here because Liberty is finally ready to be painted. Here's how the sculpting turned out. I'm really happy with it. She's got a really cool silhouette. So we're going to start off with some airbrush paint because Liberty's design features a lot of white. So I think I'll just do a base coat of white with airbrush. It'll just make the whole process a lot easier. Liberty's got her base coat. I basically just toned the airbrush on the specific parts of Liberty that are painted white in the picture. What I love about this design is it comes in grayscale, basically, besides the eyes. So this is about to be the easiest paint job of my career. The main part is just preserve the pattern as best I can, especially on this noodle body, because it twists in all sorts of directions and the underside needs to stay white. Basically, the easiest way I can think of this is all the hair stays white, so I just have to avoid painting on the hair. I'm not breathing while painting any of this. Since this part is resting on the tree, like that, I want this to still be the bottom. So I just kind of have to connect that to where the body moves right here. So we're going to start angling it this way. I think I followed the curve as well as I could. Alright, so now we're going to work on her face. I can already tell Liberty is going to be one pretty girl to photograph. And honestly, it looks pretty cool just half and half like that. Could just leave it a yin and yang style. Alright, so I mixed together a lighter shade of gray. This is looking really good, by the way. I'm loving how this is turning out. Something about these simple color schemes just really, I don't know, makes everything pop. But Zena specified this Tatzelwurm does have scales, and I do want to add a few of them as like a detail with paint, just to kind of break up this blocky color. I don't want to go too overboard though, just kind of like an accent piece. Oh, this is this is the accent detail that Liberty needs to truly shine. Guys, I'm kind of obsessed with this. Why do I not paint scales? I can't remember the last time I've done this. And it looks so cool. Wow, she looks so cool. She's not even done. This is why it's so fun to bring your guys' designs to life. It's just, I don't know, you really get to be in someone's head and see what they find beautiful and capture it in your own way. The scales I want to do as little as possible, but the biggest effect possible. So what I did is basically at any angle you look at her, you see a scale somewhere. And I felt like at that point, that's enough scales. Okay, so the eyes are the final step. This was the reference photo that Zena showed me. This is kind of like my signature eye style, default Hello Studios eye style. But what was cute is Zena also showed this photo for the eyelash specifics. So the shape of the eyelash. And if you don't recognize this custom, that is totally okay, because it's one of my customs back from probably around 2017. I think it's so cute that people still appreciate and notice customs of mine this old. Yeah, cute. So the eyes are purple based off the reference photo, and then Liberty will be done. Hello. So this is the point of the video where, for continuity's sake, we are going back in time. So I still have the whip here. And we are going to be working on the stand for this custom now. Obviously I'm going to be editing the video, so this kind of all stays pleasant to watch. But I do need to start it at this phase because of the odd shape of this custom. And what we're going to be doing is trying to replicate how Liberty hangs off a tree branch. So I have this piece of very pretty wood that I thrifted a while ago, and I feel like this would be a good base. I sculpted the tree a little bit, kind of going off the edge, just so I could keep the bulk of it away from the actual stand, because I do still want to center Liberty in the middle. I fed the scrap clay through the pasta machine to make these thin strips. Pasta machine for the win! Helps me use all the scrap junk clay that I don't need. Also, you can feed it through and get these really small thin strips, and that helps for covering objects like this and make the whole process a lot easier. Wait for it. Check it out! You guys seeing this? No, look, I can go the other way too. It's so perfect! Tell me it doesn't look like the reference photo right now. I spent a good amount of time adding texture to the tree, sculpting on extra limbs, making it feel kind of detailed. Did not have enough coffee. I need more coffee. It is a little bit shiny, you can tell, and that's because I have reinforced it with a lot of super glue. This is polymer clay, so it is strong, and of course there's a wire in there as well, but since it is bearing weight, I don't want to worry about it breaking. But it does feel very sturdy, so I'm very happy with this. Oh, I wish the air conditioning would turn off. Oh my god. Right when I said that it turned off! You're so polite. Thank you, air conditioning. Guys, that was incredible. It's like a Disney princess moment.
Just smell the grass, the dirt, just like I dreamed they'd be.
So I was so excited when I was talking to Zena about the environment that this Tatzelwurm would be in, kind of getting inspiration for how I wanted to create it, because I love the Alpine Mountains. If you have like a bucket list place you want to go travel to, the Alpine Mountains is like pretty high up there on my list. I actually just independently, apart from this project, for months now have been watching Morning Walk in Switzerland, Alpine Mountains, just like Switzerland Village. Being able to make art in this exact environment is just my calling. This was meant to be. And I have the perfect way to recapture the magic of the alpine beautiful nature, and it is this faux grass. This is actually faux fur, but you can kind of see it's really beautiful. It's got this luster to it almost. It looks beautiful on camera, and I can't think of anything else that looks more similar to like this video I'm talking about. Let me just pull it up real quick. Keep talking about this video, I haven't even showed it to you. This is what the video looks like. So kind of just really simple first-person POV. Basically, this person is just going for a walk and bringing you with, so you kind of explore this part of the world, feel like you're kind of there. I think it's a really, really immersive way to travel without traveling. And I just kind of like the sensory part of it. It's a little bit less like intensive than listening to music. I don't know, it doesn't alter your mood. Like music alters your mood when you listen to it depending on what you listen to. In these videos, there's a lot of like green, luscious grass, old fence posts, and old worn paths. And I wanted to capture that in this piece. So I have marked off a little path area. This will be where the grass is. Obviously a space for the tree. And I was even thinking of making little posts of like an old worn path, so I'll probably cut these down. No more yawning. Yawning is not allowed. The only thing I want to add is like a little bit of, I don't know, like a little path here with actual clay, because it is missing that. Oh my gosh, I just remembered I owned this. So this is like a mold for cobblestone. I bought this for building miniatures. I can totally test it out right now. Yes! This entire thing was covered in Mod Podge. You can see a little bit of gray epoxy sculpt here. I realized it would help with the weight bearing aspect of this design. Because over time, I'm worried that maybe the polymer clay will kind of sag and Liberty will start touching the pathway. So this kind of gives it the stability it needs to stay where it is, hopefully. Not that it would be terrible, just because I'm persnickety about it. Other design elements, these poles I put in, I had a genius idea. You can see there's little holes drilled in the center of the two center blocks, and that's because I'm going to connect them all with a string, and it's going to look like a rope fence. And this is just tape. I really like, oh, I got some stuff on the bottom. I wanted to preserve the wood, especially on the sides where you can see it. Everything up here is going to be modified, painted, etc. I've been waiting my whole life to paint a scenescape like this. It's finally time for my moment. The pathway is going to be more of a grayish color. Still gonna mix a little bit of brown in, so it doesn't look just straight gray. I think that would look kind of fake. Because this is a path that people walk on frequently. It's well traversed. It's got worn edges. I don't need to worry too much about painting cleanly here, because the grass portion will be covering everything down here, so even if it does look a little sloppy, it'll be covered, so don't worry. The fence stakes are going to get very similar brown color treatment, just to get something on. I'm not sure if I'll keep it this color. This is drying, but oh my gosh, out of nowhere it got all spooky and rainy out. Thunder is about to start. Outside my window reveal tree. That tree fell halfway down during the hurricane, so that's why it has been chopped. Nothing beats painting with a storm in the background. Gonna do a wash layer. Ooh. I want everything to feel almost like it's been here for a very long time. So there's moss kind of creeping up. All sorts of colors intermingling. So all the trees native to the Alps, like the Swiss stone pine, the Norway spruce, the silver fir, all these trees, I was trying to find one that felt like it could fit this project. Hair. Ah, more hair. Why? Can't escape. But all these trees have needles. To be honest, I actually don't really know of a way to replicate pine tree needles in sculpture. But even if I did, it isn't really, I don't know, a tree shape that I need for this project, since Liberty will be hanging off very large limbs. Pine trees are so filled with the pine needles, the limbs don't protrude out in the same way as cleanly. So this isn't exactly a tree that's inspired by any in the Alps specifically, but I don't think that's a huge deal. Maybe this is just a very old, worn tree. Maybe it's a pine tree that lost all its needles. Pine tree that survived a forest fire. I'm doing basically a final color wash on each element to make sure everything stands out apart from itself, because the one thing about this technique is it can kind of muddy the whole piece and stuff starts to look almost too washed out. Especially where the poles meet the pathway, I feel like the color's a little bit too similar. I have a feeling by the time I finish this, it's gonna be dark out there, but I let this dry for a little bit, and it's time for the grass. I'm really determined. I want to finish this tonight, mostly because I just kind of want to see what it looks like, and I just, like, I got such a clear vision of what this looks like. I have to know. So some beautiful faux fur that just looks like the most shimmering, beautiful grass you've ever seen. So my plan is, you can see where all the grass is going to go is quite odd shaped. Get some painter's tape, X-Acto blade, and I'm just gonna place the tape where the grass goes, press the edges, and then cut out the shape. Just like that. And since this is already sticky, I can just take this piece, stick it on the back, and I got the perfect shape. How about that? Oh my gosh, wait, I had a brain fart moment because it's flipped around. Oh no, I was so smart and so dumb at the same time. Some of you probably caught that. You're like, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work, actually. There we are, much better. Trim up this side a little bit. And to get it to stick, I'm gonna use handy dandy Mod Podge. I'm just gonna put a tiny bit of Mod Podge right around the cut line, because a little bit of the hair is loose there. Hopefully just keep everything in place. This stuff dries completely clear, so it shouldn't do anything that looks bad. Ooh, what a pretty effect. I'm glad that worked. Well, that turned out very beautiful. Wow. Okay, so I was thinking of keeping this tree bare, but I thrifted this a few weeks ago. Just this yarn, it kind of reminded me of, I don't know, just kind of feel like it'd be something useful, almost mossy like. Oop. So I was thinking, hey, maybe it would look good in the tree. Even just all knotted up like this, it looks good. But I do have another idea that's a little bit cleaner, more intentional looking. There's glue all over my desk. Maybe I get something like this. Here, let me actually do that. Then I get the yarn. These are the steps you take to make a pom-pom, which I haven't done in a long time. Well, these aren't the exact steps, but this is the basic idea. Just gather a lot. There needs to be a gap in the middle so you can tie a string around the center, which keeps it together. Okay, I think that's tight enough. And then And then cut this. And if I'm right, and then you have a beautiful, adorable pom-pom. Well, how fun. I haven't made one of these since I was a kid, but you never forget. Oh, that is so cute. Oh, that was the correct choice. Okay, I'm making 2 more. Please stand by. There are actual kits with like specific hoops that you use to do this. I'm kind of just improvising with my various tools because I have various sizes. Sometimes you just gotta get resourceful. Little bit of a smaller, babier one. Oh my god, oh my god. We need one more. Okay, so I was kind of brainstorming the best way to go about attaching these. And my initial thought was, oh, let's just sew them on. Like you kind of just sew around the branch. But I think especially for this one, the string would be very visible where it's looping around. So I think honestly maybe Mod Podge again. I think maybe if I get some around the seam, put some on the branch where I want it, place it, and to keep it there while it dries, because it's probably gonna take a little while, I'll put a little rubber band, clear rubber band. There's something about the faux fur that just makes it look so whimsical and storybook-like. I love it. Anyway, that's not going anywhere. Okay, and one of the final things, it looks so cute. Okay, I will contain myself. I'm excited. Is the little rope bridge fence, I suppose. The hardest part is just gonna be getting this into the hole that I drilled. Come on. Guys, don't worry, I wouldn't deprive you of the satisfying tape removal. Wow, this custom was just so much fun to make. I think Liberty looks really close to her reference photo, which makes me so happy. And of course, I showed Zena throughout the whole creation process of this, and Zena loves the result as well, and that's the most important part to me. Not that I haven't not liked the customs that I've been making, because that's just not true. There's a lot I've really enjoyed, but something about this one has been just fun, like so much fun in creation. Like, I actually mean like fun. A lot of the times when I was sculpting Liberty and just creating the environment, I felt like so happy to just be making her. I don't know. And even like the video premise, like the concept of this video, I was really enjoying editing this video, which is saying something because that can be kind of tedious task of making videos, is the editing process. Light went out. Those thrifted lights. Sorry. Man, I'm trying not to yawn. Makes me sound like, oh, I'm so disinterested. I've got better things to do. I cut, obviously, I film in different increments, so it's been a few days, actually, since I finished Liberty, and I just had a long day, but Liberty, you make it so much better just looking at your beautiful face. I personally like how Liberty looks. She's very Ghibli, I don't know, and the environment is probably, like, I almost like it as much as the custom, which is kind of crazy to say, but I don't know, the love I have for, like, the Swiss Alps and just those videos I've been watching for a long time, I feel like it really comes through on this base. The grass is so fluffy, it makes me just want to lay down and gaze lovingly up at Liberty. Oh, she's beautiful. You are always welcome to submit your art over on my commission forum if you're interested in potentially being featured in one of these videos. I would love to make this a series. I mean, I know there's 47 more responses, but it's not first come, first serve, so you know. I just have like 47 apologies to give out to the other people who've already filled it out. Are waiting on me to... Anyway, with that all being said, let me know what you think of the custom in the comment section below. If you did enjoy, please leave a subscribe, a like, and a comment. It really helps the channel out. YouTube algorithm's kind of crazy recently, so it all really helps support me more than you know. I really appreciate all of you. Also, I just kind of like hearing from you guys, so I read all your comments. I appreciate all of you so much. And of course, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my next video. What could it be? What could it be, Liberty? Hey, that rhymed! Oh my god! So, fun fact, before I go, geographically, Zena doesn't live by the Alps, but lives close enough. So, I feel like it's kind of fitting that Liberty goes back to near the area her folklore is from. That's very special. Anyway. I am talking too much. Goodbye.